the Roses connection.
The Roses connection, exactly.
What is it about it that stands out more than the others?
I don't know. I think because it's such an old riff that I wrote like ages and ages ago.
Okay.
And it finally sees the light of day. It finally makes it onto the record. It's just, to me, it's like, you know, it's cathartic to get the music out of me.
Right.
Not necessarily, but I mean, if I start telling you one, I'll name all of them eventually. And I really like it as a full piece.
Yeah.
You know, I think it really works, you know, from start to finish.
Right.
I think Aunt Lisa is probably one of the craziest things we've done, and thank you, Brent, for being crazy and making that crazy song, and then, you know, kind of inspired me, like, lyrically to sing about my aunt.
Yeah.
And put her in it, and I'm just happy that the guys let me do that.
Right.
It was cool.
Was she a person that was important in your life? Or?
Oh yeah, she was huge.
I really like Nick. He's a really great guy. Yeah, he came down like a cheerleader and was really trying to shake the dust off of Mastodon and say, okay, come on, you guys are Mastodon. You need to fucking get in the studio. I want to see you fucking playing your best, like a coach,
right?
Like a football coach or something. You know, like, come on, guys, get out there and get in there. So he, you know, he was just trying to light a fire under our ass to get moving and get motivated to, like, you know, get all this song, get everything that we wanted done before we get in the studio. You know, he came. I have a small studio in Atlanta where we practice, and he came down there a few times and sat behind my control board, and, like, you know, I would always be sending him the pre-production demos and song ideas and stuff like that. So he really was just there for, like, a lot of support. Well, we kind of had, we were pretty tight with our scheduling. We did it a lot of different ways, you know. Being 2014, it's like some stuff I would, you know, I'd be in the studio and I would get done what I was going to do that day. If he said, okay, you're going to play this song, I would play it from start to finish and finish my parts and get it all done. Even if I wasn't ready, I was just like, I got to do it. This is my window. For me, when I get into the studio, I like to put the song on a loop and just play along and come up with different ideas and different harmonies and melodies that are going to go over it or under it. And stuff that I wanted to change later, I would just go to my studio. I'd leave. We live in Atlanta. Yeah. Nashville is where we did the recording. So I'd go home and go to my studio. And Nick would call me and say, "Hey, I need you to play a few bars on this song. Can you do it from home?" And I would hook up my stuff and I'd play it at home and then email it to him. A lot of stuff you do agree on, but if it's your song and you have to stand up for what you think is right. You're the artist. You can never let someone else take that away from you. Or it's like, what's the point, you know? To me, yeah.
It is.
Definitely. That's the way it always should be. You should always be getting more progressive and better, you know. And I think we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we are.
Yeah.
To me, we are. Nothing is perfect.
No.
But, you know, we're trying to get as close to perfect as possible, which is, I mean, I don't sit there and think about it too hard. I just try to write the best I can and in a direction that will impress the other guys in the band and everyone else will be like, yeah, I really like that. Let's expand on that.
Right.
You know, it's got to be natural. It can't be like, we got to write a hit record. It just doesn't. Nobody said. We don't say that. You know?
Well, I mean, we never want to be too literal, you know what I mean, and totally spell it out for people. But I think this album, more than ever, for some things, it's kind of out there, you know. Just because for some things that had happened, it was so close to, like, you know, the lyric writing was happening as what was happening was happening. It's strange to talk about it because you're like, what are you talking about? I can't tell you.
No, but I totally
you can
understand.
Dance around it though.
Exactly.
That's fun. As far as like our art is concerned and whatever I'm doing, no matter how many people are watching, I have to be sort of true to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep the party to an absolute minimum.
Yeah.
It's good.
Isn't that hard? I mean, since you come off stage and you want to have a beer.
Not really. I don't know. It's not hard. No, it's not really hard. I don't do that at home, you know.
Right.
But then again, I don't come off stage at home.
And this beer of yours, the Mastodon beer, how did that come about?
The Signature Brew guys contacted someone in our organization.
Okay.
They came to a couple shows in the UK, and they brought, you know, they knew that I was into beer, and said, "What do you want? What do you want to do?" So we did the Double Black IPA. And that's what we wanted to do, and we did it, and those guys made it, and they did an incredible job just making a big, flavorful, super hoppy, dark beer.
Yeah. What's next? Mastodon wine?
No, none of us are wine guys. Would know what to say. Ripple. You have to be like a, you know, some really cheap wine. You know what I mean? That homeless people could afford.
Right.
You know,
of course.
$1.50.
Exactly.
We haven't really gotten that far yet. It's harder than I thought it would be.
But is it a plan or?
It's definitely a plan. Because we were on tour together, you know. And I was writing stuff, and I was like, hey, how about I send you a riff? And Björn was like, I was like, you can play anything you want. You know, he's like, well, if you send it to me, it's going to be metal. It's going to be metal. I could never get my riff to sound perfect, as close to perfect as I wanted it to send it to him. So, I stalled out on that. You know, I've got to redo it and try it again.
Is it a plan to like make an album or
I don't know yet.
Some kind of super
maybe just something fun, really, because we're on tour and we're bored. We're sitting around, so we're just like, how about I write a riff and I'll email it to you, and then you record something after it and send it back to me or send it to someone else, and it goes around the table, and maybe we get a drummer to come in, and who knows? I don't know.
Thanks so much, man.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's great.
Well done.
Excellent. Cool. Thanks, Bill Bailey.